Stand to MechWarriors, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we continue the campaigns of Start a Car, and we are no longer on Agador. We are several jumps away from Agador. You see, we are at day 912, at least at the start of the save, before we took the several long period jumps in order to get to our current contract. And before that time, I really wanted to try the long-running contract system. So, with that in mind, I took a look through the list, saw that there was a 6-month contract ahead of us, which is about 180 days in this game, and decided if we want to get one of these things done, we're going to have to do it, like, now. And we had 8 mechs, so over the course of the past month and a half, almost 2 months at this point, I have carefully reconstructed every single mech that we've had, well, not every single one of them, but all the spare mechs that we had into moderately useful mechs to sort of fill in as support units, and I'm really hoping that it's going to be enough because we are on a 6-month contract for the Free Hag Republic against, well, the clans. So our first mission, after finally having arrived, is to capture a base in Contested Wills. A Russell-Huggian family lost a large area of land on Stanzach thanks to dubious legal maneuvering by Clanian agents, which is in itself an odd idea. This land includes an important ancestral military base. We need this base taken back from the clans and held until this can be sorted out. So captured base should hopefully be not too difficult. We maybe be able to pull this off. I'm certainly hoping for it. And we happen to have a very special guest star in the Lance. You see, Starburst is, as usual, in the Aramjam. Varangian is bringing up the Hellhound. Ek is still in the Punisher, and we see the return of the Trailblazer. And you may be asking yourself, but you have so few weaponry. It's all small pulse lasers and ER small lasers. This mech has a 380 rated fusion core. That is a 45-ton fusion core. Yeah. I wanted to try it. We've had this thing sitting in the repair, well, not the repair, we've had this thing sitting in the mech bay for so long. It's worth trying, so I gave it Stealth X, I gave it an electronic countermeasure system, and I gave it the biggest fusion core we had, and it's designed for backstabbing, and I'm not sure if it's going to be able to stay as it is. I don't know if it'll be that useful moving forward, but I certainly want to give it a try, at least temporarily. After all, we do have the catapult, it'll be ready tomorrow, and so if worse comes to worse, I can rip everything off of it and turn it back into a different mech. So with that in mind, let's get everybody forward and start heading in towards this base. Hopefully what we've done is not a terrible mistake. Hopefully. It was a cool idea, but we've got a lot of fast mechs in the lands now. Even the Dragon is capable of keeping up with the Bushwhackers if it sprints. Although the Hellhound with its mask is just still ridiculously nimble and quick. But all 4 of these mechs are very, very fast. So I'm hopefully going to be able to take advantage of that and maneuver around the enemy. Although there's a lot of forest out here, so that may be a little bit more difficult than I had originally planned. So Synapse rocking up the Trailblazer. And there's the fortress. We see it. We have eyes on. And we don't have anybody in range of our sensors, which is a bit concerning, because we are relatively close to it. Let's move Varangian up next. Odds are he wouldn't be able to quite get within range of everything to fight. Zipping through all that rough terrain as quick as we can. Hopefully we'll be all reset by the time the enemy is actually on top of us. So we'll rush right in there. Again through the rough terrain, but taking advantage of our large engines to hopscotch as much terrain as we can. The Ramsham bringing up, not really the rear. Still Ek in the Punisher. Not quite able to keep up, but that's kind of to be expected. Even though technically their sprint ranges are the same. Alrighty, so let's get right on top of it basically, and we're going to try and hold it. Sensors indicate nobody will be coming from this direction, so unless they come from off map over here. This is a tiny, tiny map. I did not realize just how small this place was. Sit-ups. With your 380 rated engine, you're actually nearly as fast as the Hellhound with its mask. That's an interesting setup. So we are going to be on this contract for the next 6 months, 180 days. We are here to stay, and by the time it's over, we will have, let's see, 180 plus 900, no, near as much 200, because it was like 900, we were on day 912. So plus 200 is day 1100, which will leave us 100 days left, about 3 months by the time this contract ends, will be all that's left. So we're going to have to get as much as we can in that time period. I'm actually going to reserve us down to the bottom. I'm fairly certain they're not even going to spawn in until I step on the objective, but I just want to make sure. Because I don't want to get surprised by, you know, death, destruction, horrors of all kinds. We want to be up front and available. Heck, bring up the Punisher. And not quite able to move as quickly as I'd like, but that's alright. They're not going to spawn yet. Synapse, stand on the thing, because you are quick enough to get off the thing very, very fast. 380 rated fusion core. In general, it's like, why would you ever need a fusion core that big? Well, why wouldn't you need a fusion core that big? Okay, because this is 45 tons. That's its big problem. Okay, we got eyes on the enemy. We're looking at 1 heavy, 1 light, and 2 mediums. And we've got target on Bologna. Bologna is a not particularly dangerous looking light vehicle, a single ER large laser, LRM-10, flamers, and a whole bunch of LMGs. So let's get Starburst, I feel, on this, and we'll get her sprinting forward. Get a nice view on a whole bunch of things coming. So the Ramsham looking for the enemy, and we have found some of the enemy. We've got the Bologna, and then we've also got an Axle. The Axle has a large pulse and a lot more... Oh, it's also got an AP Gauss and a lot more LRMs. So we're going to see if we can't bash through the side armor. Yeah, the Bologna should be much easier to kill, but hopefully we can kill him. We're not going to Warlord just yet. We kind of like to save Warlord for that period in time when you want to set up an additional free shot. Okay, enemy movement. It is Alexander, a special Orion. Okay. Firing a lot of fire into the hell out. So that is a heavy mech moving in the medium mech phase, which is slightly concerning. This is Alexander. It's a special Orion. I'm assuming that it's supposed to be Alexander Kerensky's... Was it Alexander? I think it's Alexander. General Kerensky's personal Orion battle mech, although clearly clan techized. It's got a Gauss rifle, medium laser, snub nose PPC, a whole bunch of mediums. This could get deadly really quick. Varangian, go please make sure this does not get deadly really quick. So we'll get right up on top of him at high speed. And I probably should have sent in the Trailblazer and had it give it a shot. So give him all the fire. Let's light him up a little bit, see what he wants to do with it. That's a shutdown mech right away. Oh, that's beautiful. Very, very happy to see that one. Although I don't think we're actually going to be making any stuff out of this one, so... Yeah, there may be no point to try and capture people. One of the problems the Trailblazer has is... Actually, no, it should have electronic warfare. It's the other 2 light mechs that I built that don't. Yeah, it's got Stealth X armor instead of a Null Sig, and that's not significantly worse, but it is worse. Alright, so 61s, 78s. Yeah, we're going to focus on Alexander a little bit. Are you actually a heavy? Yeah, you move it too. Oh, so you're not moving until next. That's interesting. Go for Alexander's head. We have a lot of pulse lasers, and that's kind of the idea. So, fire. So, all of our medium lasers, our small pulse lasers, we're hunting for crits. And we got the headshot, but it was ignored, which is unfortunate. And it's a Stormcrow. So it is a Ryokan C, so another one designed explicitly to take on high-speed targets, which we seem to be running into all the time. Why is the Ryokan seemingly the most common one that we run into? Let's get him all the way forward. He's got an L-Sig, he's got electronic countermeasure. That puts him as just as much evasion. But I would like to kill him if at all possible, so fire long range. Missed both shots quite badly, and most of the pulse laser shots. Wow. I was kind of hoping we could get at least one more hit to the front armor, because it only has 5. But it has been tagged, so there's that going for us. And now his large pulse laser, firing at the Trailblazer, and a whole bunch of other fire. Hitting us with quite a few missiles, but none of the pulse laser shots are actually connecting. That's really good. That works out quite nicely. I'm firing the AP Gauss of the Hellhound. Probably not your most brilliant strategy, but I'm not gonna penalize you too much for that. What kind of... Why do you get to move first? Your bad guy went... Nah, whatever. Your buddy went before me. So let's have Varangian. Varangian's going to do the exact same thing as he just did. And we're going to attempt to light him on fire. Because we've got 99 ones. Let's see if we can actually push him back. 67s is not tremendous. Wow, that's losing a lot of chances to hit him. Varangian is still going to shoot him. I mean, that's guaranteed here. Because we're going to shove him right over the line. Fluid gun's off. We don't need him. Especially not with how hot he is. I'm going to save a little bit. Well, actually, no. There's only 4 targets. Burn him. Burn everything. Yeah, the Stormcrow's dangerous, but we should be able to deal with it. Send him right back over the line. Make him unhappy, shut down and critted, and move ourselves up to 3 evasion, and that'll put us nice and high. Enemy turn, I'm assuming you're going to move the Stormcrow first? I would. I'd get that Stormcrow rocking and rolling as quick as possible. No, he's moving the Bologna in. Bologna opening fire on the Trailblazer, getting a good solid hit in with his large laser. And adding on a little bit of heat, which is unfortunate. I think I should spend the Trailblazer explicitly to take on the Axle 2C. I have significant concerns about things. Needs to be a sprint. Has to be. Because I want the 3 pips of evasion and I want it now. Unfortunately, that will not allow us to get up to full speed. So apparently one of the downsides of having our fusion core in such a way. Huh. So in order to get 3 pips of evasion, I need to go this far, and at that point I do not see my enemy. Well, the problem is I'm going to be facing... Well, we've got time. We have a little bit of time. I need to be moving at high speed. We do not go slowly on this one. It's just too dangerous too. I could try and get both of them in sight. Like, that is an option. Yeah, I think I might try that. No, we've got a side shot on him, so that wouldn't give us anything. So full speed. Get ourselves our maximum evasion value going on there. And target his head. Go for it.
Copy that, Commander.
Structure exposed. We got a whole bunch of criticals. Ammo explosion. How many injury resists do you have? He's got a command console. Okay. Alright, we've got someone coming in for a punch. You're punching with a Stormcrow? The Ryokan has a really nice heavy punch there, and you decided to punch? That'd be punch by shooting. Okay, I'm not going to complain. I mean, that leaves me open to shed my stability damage, go right in front of this guy, and hopefully burn him down. We will shut off small laser. That gets us under the line. If you can just get a couple of good hits on his front and blow him up entirely. Interesting. Okay, battle component destroyed. So we've taken out Mr. Big Heavy. I have a large pulse laser. Very happy to see that. Ek may now come in, and Ek can hopefully get involved with shooting things in the back. So can you actually get that shot? You can. It's going to actually be a pretty decent shot, too. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to come up here, and I'm really, really tempted to offensive push you. Alright, shoot. Okay, we managed to open up some of his back. Well, we opened up his leg. And a whole bunch of medium pulse laser shots right at the back of him. He is unsteady. He is tagged. He will move first. Oh no, the Orion moves at the top of initiative? That seems kind of crazy. Okay. Well, with this opportunity that you have provided me, the Ramsham is going to move over here, and the Ramsham is going to Warlord this. We're going to increase the amount of damage that we deal. We're going to increase our accuracy, and hopefully we will completely gut out this mech in one shot. Hopefully. That's the plan. So, left leg destroyed, full bunch of fusion cores broken, pilot injury, he's on his back. So that'll be interesting. So this Orion actually moves at scout mech speeds, which is moderately terrifying. And now the Bologna gets to move. He still has a large laser. Let's not ignore that. That is significant, and he's hidden with it too. So we should probably keep an eye on that. But I am a little bit more concerned about other things.
I'm receiving you.
Alright, Varangian, you're just going to get right in back here. Get up to point blank range on his back. It's not a super great burning. 2.5 is the best I'm going to get. But we are going to light him on fire from behind again. And we'll just burn through this back armor. And torch him. And this will again shove him right back over the line. 100 heat. And this leg is almost gone. He's having a bad day. Synapse. Synapse, you're going to move also fairly briskly, if at all possible. Unfortunately, you are cooking a bit. How much armor does this Bologna have? 52, 52. We can do 60. You may as well step on him. You'll chill out for a turn. And that'll allow you to be more aggressive next turn. It is a bit of a hot mech, even though we've tried to mitigate that. Good hit. Structure exposed on the back. And not a vital component, but it did crit the laser. So we will be able to do something about that. He's standing up with the Stormcrow. He has no cannon. He's got his large pulse still and a medium pulse. So that'll hurt if he gets a shot off. But by standing up, he is lower evasion. And his back is going to be towards... Okay. Interesting strategies. Very interesting strategies. Managed to hit us with one of the pulse laser shots. Gotta give him some credit, but he's got almost nothing left in back here. Somebody gets back there and he's just gonna gut him. Like, say... Oh, I don't know. A dragon. That so happens to be named the Punisher.
Understood.
Line him up. Ultra autocannon off. Let's give it a nice little reset. And, actually, no. One of the pulse lasers. With the Taggart. Can I do it with the Taggart? I can do it with the Taggart. Okay. Just make sure it's gone. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to become a problem in the future, and that's why I wanted to unload with everything I had. So I'm completely content with that. And again, the initial mission briefing screen shows that we negotiated for 0 salvage and 0 cash, so I don't know how that's going to sort itself out. Alright, Varangian, more fire. Alexander does not get to move. We have not authorized him to move. Yeah. 115 heat. And then you'll get yourself on the move as well, so that you're not as vulnerable to Mr. What are you? A Bellona? Keep on to call it a Belladonna. Alright, so the Bellona on the move, zipping back and forth between cover, attempting to protect itself. Firing on the Punisher, missing this time with the laser. Okay, that'll work. But it does put us over the heat threshold. But that's alright, because Synapse is just going to walk up and stomp on it. Or not Synapse, but Ek. Starburst. How much does he have left in his leg? 4. How many injuries does the command console resist? That's the interesting question, because he's already resisted 2. What kind of XL engine? You have... That's just a normal XL engine. Okay, that is fascinating. Unfortunately, he's not quite capable of getting back there, but he can get right here, and he will attempt to do something with that. So, lasers on. And hopefully we'll get the one hit in back that we need, or the couple of hits in back that we need. Really?
Oh, I like that shot.
I got right behind him and fired everything I had into him and couldn't get more than... Well, I couldn't get a full amount of damage on him. That's moderately irritating and pretty surprising too. What's your evasion? I don't care about the Bellona. I care about the Alexander, but the Alexander shut off, so maybe I have time to care about the Bellona. Let's come over here. Yeah, it's not a back shot, but that's alright. Shut off the AC-10 to chill it out, give us a recoil fix. We only need to deal 20 damage on it. Fire. Okay, there we go. Vehicle's out of the game. So now we're just dealing with Mr. Alexander, the big, nasty, huge Orion who will attempt to turn himself on and kill things. So we're going to attempt to stop him. Pulse lasers to off. Pulse lasers to on. I can't get quite all of them. Yeah, so we'll have to spin around with not shooting 2 of them. We're going for the head. I'd like to take it off. So if I can deal enough damage to that head, I can kill the pilot. Well, there goes his right leg, so he's going to be on the ground. Engine destroyed. Mech's out. Okay.
Are there none who can stand before me?
So the Trailblazer is interesting in its current configuration. I can't call it amazing. It is going to be reasonable at this point, so I can't complain too much about it. But it needs some heat fixing. I'd like to do more changes to it, I just don't have the parts to. Honestly, I'd like to turn it back into what the Trailblazer originally was way back when we first got it. We put a Gauss rifle on it and a couple of other pieces of equipment, and it was really good back then. But we don't have the Gauss rifle for free. I had to put that in the Hunchback GG because the Hunchback GG has specific quirks to make that Gauss rifle even better, so I wasn't about to take the Gauss rifle from it. Well, we lost some money on the drop cost, but that's okay. No penetrating hits, only a couple of light hits. The Punisher has taken the worst of it, 74 damage, which is not terrible. So just a little bit of shaving. Oh, and the Trailblazer also took a pretty nasty hit. But all in all, not terrible. Repair cost should be under 100,000, and we did get the parts. Okay, good, that's good. So I've got 4 parts for it. And Clan Tech. Lovely Clan Tech. I didn't try and keep... Oh, thank you. Command Console. Command Console is +1 initiative in the phase. 50 base sight distance. +1 accuracy with indirect fire. 2 injuries resisted. And 2 increased resolve gain per turn. Guardian ECM. Jara XL. Yeah, I know. There's an entire Hero Orion. Well, not an entire. There are 4 parts to the Hero Orion. Which is really tempting. Don't get me wrong. but we can't use it. Which would be, it would be really cool if we could, but what are the odds we run into another Kerensky? That's the question that I come to myself. With all of the mechs in this game, what are the odds that you run into it? And I don't think those odds are very good. So because of that, we're going to go more for support systems and equipment. Guardian ECM, compared to the Fusion Core, I don't like it as much, because the Fusion Core we have here, it is a Fusion Core 260, which is a very nice one. Ooh, also Artemis and a weapon. Oh, there's so many good things here. The Artemis would be fantastic to put back onto the catapult. That's an interesting... We have a lot of good things here. We are once again awash in the riches of wonderful things. The command console is 6 tons. I don't have a mech that can use it. Like, I could put it on something, but I don't know what I would use it for. So we'll put that in there. It gives me a +1 movement, or +1 initiative. So it's permanently getting an increase, which is nice. So maybe I put that on the dragon if I can find the tonnage for it. Weapon mount, +2 arm accuracy, -1 recoil. It's all so good. There are so many really good things. And this is a full 40 stability threshold XL gyro, so it just takes up additional slots and it's better. The Fusion Core is one that we really need because we don't have any 260s, and well, if I get the, I can put this in the Bushwhacker and turn it into a real mech again. Because I put the 380 on the Trailblazer because the Trailblazer had nothing else going for it. I'm gonna lock that down before I regret it. It'll be worth it, I hope. Cross your fingers. Maybe we'll get a couple of the Orion parts and we might run into another one and build it. It would be nice to have a proper brawling heavy instead of the support heavies that we've got. Although I suppose you could argue the Dragon is sort of a brawling heavy, although it's a little bit light to really consider it that. Alright, we got one. Okay, that's really good. So if we run into another foregrouped. Got a Clan Flamer, which I had been thinking about trying to get my hands on more of them because they only weigh half a ton. Clan LMG, which is 0.25 tons, as it should be. We got a single case, which I'd been looking for a case 2, but we didn't get that. And we got a double heatsink proto, which is volatile. Okay, so it explodes, but it only takes up a single heatsink slot. And once again, the Hellhound demonstrating that as long as the numbers are limited, he can basically manage almost anybody, which is really helpful. Basically, Hellhound takes one mech out of the fight. It also takes himself out of the fight, unless he's dodge tanking, which hopefully they aim at the Hellhound most of the time, because the Hellhound is an amazing dodge tank with all the skills that we've put on it. But yeah, it's just a fantastic mech. The amount of control, 115 heat, I didn't think that was quite possible. Oh yeah, because we put the SRM2 on it. Although I didn't think... I'm not quite sure how the heat values stack up on that. In any event, fantastic mech. Very happy with it. The Ramsham still a masterful precision killing machine, as it should be. But we can now turn the Trailblazer into a decent mech again. And I want to do that because the Trailblazer, seeing it in its current shape, it's a bit of a gimmick. You put a 380 engine on something and it's like, what? So, I would like to bring it back into something that is a little bit more reasonable. Although that distance control is pretty hilarious. Put a mask on it in addition to that engine. The problem is it just doesn't have the weight. I mean, even with a Clan XL engine and a whole bunch of other weight-saving things, it has no weight to mount weaponry on it. Alright, results can now be transferred. Work on the catapult is complete. Hopefully the game is chugging. I can see the Argo's habitation pods spinning in the background. Oh, please don't crash on me. That was a fantastic first mission. Oh, you can do it. You can do it. I believe in you, Gabe. There we go. Okay, all work orders complete. 33,000 to fix up the next one, and 6 days on that. Hopefully we'll get them fixed as fast as possible. So we'll get Yang to work on that right away and manage tasks. Who's going to take the longest? Okay, I need the Hellhound and the Aramsham up first. That's got to happen. So even though that does push the Punisher back a bit, that's not fine, but it'll work. Alright, we'll do that. One day. Okay, so now we are working on the Trailblazer and the Punisher. I just realized I don't have a huge stable of pilots. I mean, I got my pilots back, but I don't have a huge stable, and that concerns me somewhat. Let's come over here into the barracks, make sure that we get everybody up to skills. Still saving up. I kind of want piloting. I really want piloting 8, just because I think it'd be hilarious. Coach has nothing. I could give him guts. Guts gives him, what, a heat threshold of 10? Oh, but he's super close to piloting 7. He's getting piloting 7. Ek is available for a skill up, but again, piloting 8 is right around the corner. Or gunnery, he'll get gunnery. He's absolutely going to get gunnery. Ronan is a bit of a light pilot. And we're saving up for piloting 7, although we probably should go for, like, tactics or something. Although, as long as we don't put him in a long-range mech, it doesn't really matter. Synapse is out of the hospital again. He is closing in on guts for the full 7 set, or I could start saving up to give him his main specialization. And we're saving up for you as well. Okay, so pilots are all good. Quickly going to dart in here, and we're going to check out here's our mech lineup, by the way. We'll do a real quick, brief summary of it. We got the Punisher. The Punisher is, as usual, the Ultra AC-10, plus a whole bunch of pulse lasers and high-speed, low drag. The Bushwhacker P, which is our Hellhound, high-speed, low drag, lights everything on fire. The Ryokan C, which is the Ramsham, pinpoint destruction. The Trailblazer, a bit of a meme at the moment. We're going to have to modify it. Catapult, not anywhere near as good as it used to be. It'll work for now, but we desperately need another LRM-20C because the current LRM-20 we have on here is taking up 5 tons, and I would like to use those 5 tons for other better things. The Vindicator, we recently upgraded with a large laser. That way, or a ER large laser, which took a ton off of it, and we threw an additional heatsink onto it just to kind of manage the additional heat that it generated. The 4GG is pretty much, I think, in its stock configuration with the Gauss rifle and the 4 medium lasers. It's quite nice. Very happy with it. Fairly decently armored, as most of our mechs are. We have a Jenner 2C. It cooks. I can't lie. It's 45 of 60. That gives it about 1 and a bit turns of shooting. So with the 10% heat reduction that you get from the gut skill, or 5% heat reduction that you get from the gut skill, it'll work for 2 shots, and then you gotta chill. It's 4 ER medium lasers. They're fairly decent lasers, it's just they're hot. And he runs okay speed for a Jenner, although he's slower than a normal Jenner 2C. And the Locust is basically the same thing except with small lasers. 5 small lasers and a light tag, and also a bit of a cooker with a heat efficiency of 30 to 40. So we have 8 mechs, that's 2 full lances that we can deploy. I figure that'll work. So let's take a look at the Trailblazer, and we may not do anything with this, but I want to check it because, well, the 380 engine is ridiculous. Look at this movement. It is a movement of 310, 185, but we didn't see any significant... Well, he was able to actually keep up with the Trailblazer, which was pretty interesting, but he didn't have it... I mean, look at this. 2 small pulse lasers, and that's about it. He's then got 1 medium laser and 3 other small lasers. It's really kind of sad. So we're going to come over here. We're going to immediately give him a 260, which is the engine he should be equipped with anyway. That pulls out the 380. That gives us 14.5 tons, although it does drop our speed down to 225, 135, which keeps him up with our current with our Ramsham and the Hellhound. At the same time, we're going to drag the pulse lasers off. All of the pulse lasers can go away because we're going to consider how to build this perfectly, or decently at the least. That'll be the idea. So weapons, we need a cannon, because if you don't have a cannon, you're not doing it properly, in my opinion. I like my Bushwhackers to have cannons. So we've got an Ultra AC-5, but we may end up just putting an AC-20 at all. That's really close range. Yeah, we really are not doing super well on cannons. We have them, they're just on other mechs, which is a bit of an issue. He is packing 4 ballistic, 7 energy, 6 missile, and 2 supports, which is an interesting problem. We actually have even more weight because we don't actually need all of these heat sinks. If we do, I will put them back on, but we actually are 30 heat right there. Okay, so 26 tons with which to do whatever we want, and it's 14 tons for an AC-20, which I'm really leaning towards. So AC-20 would also require precision ammo, which I thought we had, or maybe that's the other... Yeah, that's the other one. We'll game it out for a second here, but we may have to check the tonnages on a couple of things. And then we would want, what? Missile support? I like missiles. Missiles are fun, but missiles might be a bit hot. It does have an ATM, which would be nice to have. But this AC-20 is just going to make accuracy abysmal. I'm not sure we have a solution to that. Although, One thing I had considered, because where is it? Doing something like that. Oh yeah, there's only one ballistic in there. I do have an AC2+++, but it is like 6 tons, yeah. To which it's 5 tons for the Ultra AC2, which shoots twice. Although this one is minus, what, 1 evasion? And 3 heat generated. I want to do something to this mech because I really think that it desperately needs some alterations. Command console is 3 slots. Yep. 3 slots and 6 tons, so it's twice as heavy as a normal cockpit. But it gives you a +1. We have free gyro XL. That could be interesting to use on something. Did I take that weapon mount? I don't think I did. No, I wanted it and we didn't because we took the... We took other things that were more important. I really wish I had a good ballistic to throw into this thing because it really needs one. The kind of way that I build a bushwhacker is the idea is it needs to have its one big ballistic. The one thing that does everything. Could go with this one. It does 7 projectiles, which I think is like 90 something. But it's additional accuracy. Put a big LBX-20 in there. Now the LBX-20 can't take special ammo, so we don't need to go hunting around for an AC-20 precision. We throw that in there. It doesn't have the pirate cockpit, which is a bit unfortunate. And honestly, I do like the small pulse setup. I think the small pulse setup is very interesting because it gives us a lot of shots, but the problem is that hits our heat really hard. Do you have any other small pulses? Because it's going to be a close range mech. That's something that it's going to do. Small X pulse is 18 heat versus the small pulse, which is 13 heat. It's a little bit better though. Here's my thinking. The idea is we want a mech that's going to shoot a lot. A lot. We need to be able to manage the heat though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 7. Support systems, I don't have any good ones, do it? I got boomstick, but boomstick doesn't work out really good. Oil and paint, maybe? It's 2 tons, though. Ooh, that's a hard hit. Okay, we've got 2 energy slots left, but I can only fit 1 because the XL gyro is getting in the way. But that's fine. So I think we just stack up heat sinks. Get it back under heat control. And we should have just enough space to do this. And do I happen to have an additional heatsink? I don't think I do. I have that proto heat, which is what I was thinking. Okay. This puts us at 57 of 86. Holy crap. Okay, that's a bit beyond what I can stomach. Pull the X-Pulse out. There's all the heat. 57 of 68. Put the small laser back in. Okay. That gives us half a ton left. 57 of 76. We are looking at a 19 heat generation. Only when it fires everything, though, which we can decide not to fire the large bore. I'm thinking that's what we do. How big do you explode? Do it to say? I'm gonna guess it's like 3 damage. I'm gonna hope it's like 3 damage. And I have no more of them. We're down to just fusion cores, of which they're fairly small fusion cores. Can I... armor? Half ton of armor or an additional laser? The additional small laser would give us what? Small laser will give us an additional 8 heat. That does put us behind the 8 ball. But I think we can handle it, actually. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 small lasers, of which 2 of them are small pulses, and the LBX. This guy's a headshot hunter. It's basically what we do, and we hunt crits in general. I think that's a better mech than what we had before. It's got basically all the same weapons. It just swapped out a medium laser for an LBX, and lost a little bit of heat, and a decent amount of movement, but it's back to the movement where it'll keep up with the Aramsham. So I'm going to lock that one in. Mark it down. Okay, financial report in 11 days. The Trailblazer will be done in 7. let's burn some time. 6, 5. Oh, by the way, we're also getting enhanced hydroponics. Our employer has a new mission for us. Okay, let us proceed. Trailblazer will not be in on this mission, but we have several other mechs with which we may fill in the gap. So bring on the catapult, I think. What is the details of this mission? It is a destroy base, which is unfortunate. I hate destroy bases. It says it's a 1 skull. I'm on board. And it will be a clan laboratory. So this could get a little bit rough. So the Punisher and the Catapult, Hellhound and the Ramsham. Tempted to take the GG, but I'm going to save it. The Catapult 1R really concerns me because the Catapult 1R has easy to hit. Alright, so we'll rock this lance. Synapse is once again back in his Catapult, able to make advantage of his high tactics ability to put pinpoint rounds down range. Now, unfortunately, we no longer have the Artemis targeting computer. That was one of the reasons why I was really thinking about grabbing the clan one that we had right there. But this mech will do. It's okay. Whereas the Trailblazer was just in a bad spot. Now, if we happen to get our hands on a clan Gauss rifle, we are ripping that LBX right out of that mech. And we're rebuilding it again. But I'll probably try and do that off screen because I don't want to waste too much time with going through the mech bay when we spent a lot of time in previous episodes recently in order to take a look at it. So, we have reliable information. A remote Clanian laboratory is attempting to reverse engineer sensitive Russell-Huggian technology. I'm going to stop right there. And the reason why, not just because the mission started, but the idea that the clans need to reverse engineer any inner sphere tech is absolutely ridiculous. Alrighty, so we have a couple of interesting mechs here. Unfortunately for us, the catapult is a little bit slower than it used to be. There is a base garrison. We know for a fact that it exists. So there is that. And we're also going to be fighting over water, which, well, it's making Varangian cry. We got 3 buildings we need to destroy. A military, a medium military, a medium military, and medium military, which we don't have stats on. So, Varangian, since you can't see anybody anyway, go at high speed, low drag. And we might get line of sight on somebody. Doubtful, though, at this range. We've got 2 mechs on scope already. And not going to be able to get in range with that one. But she will be able to follow up. So, a couple of unknown clan mechs.
Ready for orders.
Heck, let's keep you along with the group. With your Ultra AC-10 and your medium pulses. He's really designed more to be a little bit closer, but heat-wise, he's actually in a really comfortable position because all we need to do is shut off, like, 1 missile launcher, and he's fine. The catapult, oh, you used to be terrifying, and now not so much. There's some serious modification that needs to happen to that mech to make it terrifying. Arctic Cheetah, unfortunate. Opening fire on the Hellhound with his heavy medium lasers. But he is currently not in the water, which will mean we can light him on fire. Okay, we've got 3 mediums so far. They appear to be all focusing on the Hellhound, which is good, because the Hellhound is incredibly evasive, which is half the goal of the Hellhound. And unknown mech making itself known. Are you a white? I think so. Yeah, you're a white. Firing his large pulse laser, you're not able to touch the Hellhound. All that evasion working very much for him. Now, the key is we have to keep up at high speed because we've got a lot of large pulse lasers out here. Okay, missed right away. I'm assuming that you are a fire starter. Yeah, you're a 35-tonner. You fired a Clan Gauss. You're a fire starter 2C. Reserve down. Alright, so we do have a medium. And the medium is equipped with missiles. And it doesn't appear to be improved ATMs. So that'll work in our favor. We'll drop down to the bottom and really see what we're about to run into. Nobody. Okay, so the medium is the biggest thing out there.
Yes, Commander.
Varangian. Can you get up to 3? You can get up to 3. You can get up to 3 and even more than that. Lovely. Terrible chance to hit, bad chance to hit, and we'll see what the unknown is. Alright, so we've got a Locust 2C with his large laser. We've got the fire starter as we thought, and the Arctic Cheetah is an easier target. So... oh yeah, he's also got Phantom Mech if we need to. Probably should have used it this turn to rush even closer. And that'll be plus 30 heat. That will be unfortunate for him, and also pretty decent loading up on his evasion problems. So 3 pips of evasion will be fine for that. The Ramsham will use its advanced shooting capabilities to hopefully nail this mech. Structure exposed, tore an arm completely off, and yeah, that's most of the mech broken. So he's on his side. That'll be very nice. He's missing that leg too. I might be able to focus the shot. He's got a single pip of health, which will be very nice. I'm really thinking we have Synapse just rain fire down. It'll be an 87, and that's why we're having Synapse rain fire down. The other shots are not nearly as good. Although we have a decent shot on that Locust. I'm going to see if I can't kill an Arctic cheetah. Go for the leg. Right, the leg has 30, and the CT has, 9 of 50, 35. It's actually easier to kill him on CT. Yeah, go for CT. We're going to try and break him. Because he's already too badly broken to try and save him. Alright, so we took out one of the Arctic cheetahs right away off the start. So they're down 25%. Very nice. Eck. Eck is the last one to move. He will have his shot at long range. It's going to be terrible. We'll get ourselves up to 3 pips of evasion. Still a terrible shot. You actually have a fairly reasonable shot on a couple of other mechs, though. So once again, demonstrating that the white is ridiculous in everything that it does. And yeah, we'll fire at the fire starter. 2 shots, both of them missed, unfortunately. Already structure exposed. Interesting. If we blow off the leg, we'll really have a good day. And he's almost unstable as well. Now they'll get to move first, and the turrets are apparently online. We have view on 2 of them. Locust moving up, firing the Lars laser at the Hellhound. Or not. It looked like we were shooting at the Hellhound, but the miss icon showed up right on top of X Punisher. So we've got the Locust moving, and now the white or the fire starter, one of them. We almost made him unsteady. That would have been awesome if we could have done that. The white is going to hop on down. Breaching shot with a large pulse laser is actually a really good plan on his part. Although he is stacking a lot of evasive penalties. Unsteadiness penalties, so we don't have to do a whole heck of a lot of damage to him in order to make him unsteady. And the fire starter will come in with his Gauss. Firing it at, I don't know which one of these two. They're both in line. It could have been either one. Alright, Starburst.
I'm receiving you.
Starburst is going to fire at the white, and the reason why is because the white has left himself incredibly open. In fact, Starburst is going to multi-target for sure. Can I get up to 3? Not looking like it. I will risk a 2.5 evasion turn. I know, deadly. Potentially incredibly deadly. So you... not offensive push, multi-target. Sorry, wrong button. You and you, and we will switch over to B. 93% chance to hit with that cannon. But first we want to hit him with the ATMs, make him a bit unsteady. Unsteady, all of his evasion goes away, and now we're going to focus everybody into him. Both of his legs are open. Interesting. Reserve. Enemy turn. Turrets will engage. So the turrets are firing everything they've got into the Hellhound. Let's see if they can actually get any purchase on it. I'm hoping not. Nope. Not with the first one, at least. Alright, and the other one was not in range to do anything. Catapult. Catapult has a direct line of sight with a 73% chance to hit. Can I do that from cover? Actually, if I stand still, no, not quite. Can I get a side shot on anybody? Let's check. No. No side shots, and no point in running. So direct line of sight from cover, 73%. We will take it. Stand in cover, target the white, and hopefully knock him over. Yeah, I was kind of expecting that. The medium laser is not able to find any targets. Structure exposed. Stability checks, lots of them passed, but he will not be passing for long. Eck does not have shoot and scoot, unfortunately, so he will have to maneuver around to the side a little bit, I feel. I'd like to get him up to 3 pips of evasion, but that may not be possible. Ooh, he could run way out into the water. That would give him 2.5. Okay, so 2.5 looks like the best I'm gonna get, so I may as well, I'll get 2 and a small bit. And we'll focus fire everything we've got on the white. And the reason why we're focusing on the white, despite the fact that, frankly, the fire starter is more dangerous, is because the white is harder to take down. Nullsig broken, that's going to be bad for him. And he's got 2 crits on his fusion core already. If we get another one, that'll be engine destroyed. Did not happen the way I had hoped. He is knocked down to our strata, so I will maneuver at high speed and set fire to people. I need more speed than that. I am in... Oh no. Oh god, no. Well, that's... I feel very stupid. I meant to cancel it so I could sprint, but apparently I turned my back towards the enemy. So the Locust is going to fire a breaching shot and miss. Good. Thankfully, we are safe. Actually, the Locust has left me an opportunity to let him on fire. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move at high speed. get up in speed movement as best as I can. And we're going to focus on the fire starter. And I'm going to light him on all the fire. Burn. Now this is made more difficult by the fact that everybody is currently sitting in the middle of water, which... Wow. Even still, we almost cooked him. He's going to go for a punch. That punch will leave his back towards us. I do not think that was a good strategy. Instability, but he does chill out. Starburst, it is up to you to finish off the white. Not you, but you. How much in the CT is left? 23? Yeah, we're going to shut off an ATM 3, see if that brings us under. It does, but we're going to need 2 of them off just because... Yeah, took them out. Because we're going to be moving at high speed. So the white is down as well.
Mech destroyed.
And we will move off to the side. Not as much evasion as I'd like to stack, but it'll do for now. Enemy turn. We've got a lot of enemy movement. Ooh, that's unfortunate. But missile fire coming in on the Hellhound. Hellhound is being evasive. Not as evasive as we'd like it to be, but it'll work for now. Okay, Ek.
I'm your spaniel.
Yeah, Ek, you have a beautiful, beautiful shot with gorgeous, gorgeous numbers. Tear him apart, please.
Now let's see how you handle this.
Yeah, managed what looked to be missing a whole bunch of shots, but then you followed up with all the pulses, and the pulses just eliminated everything. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. So now we're down just to a single locust.
They will be done.
Synapse. I could have Synapse attempt to do several things to this locust. I'm not going to bother. We're just going to sit at long range and shell with everything that we've got. We could try and go for a called shot, but because we're moving last, that'll automatically... It will not go the way we want it to. He'll get the first turn anyway. Okay, locust moving up. Large laser nailing the Ramsham. Oh, a lot of fire going on in the Ramsham. Able to get quite a few shots on. No through armor criticals, which is good. But he is not all that quick. Starburst, you have a side angle shot on him. How fascinating. Let's eliminate him from the game. I can get most of the ATMs on. Fire. Okay, there goes his leg. Lovely. If you manage not to kill the rest of the mech and tear off his other leg, we will be in a wonderful place. Because then we'll have another XL engine. I am hungry for XL engines, and now I've decided to expand the lance from being essentially 4 mechs up to, well, up to 8 mechs. Okay, more fire coming down on the Hellhound. Should have expected that one. But the Hellhound proving to be a slippery target. Not quite available for the enemy to shoot at. Lovely. Hey, Ek.
I'm here.
You're going to walk relatively close. You're going to get all your guns at a nice high chance of hitting. And you're going to aim for his other leg, and that other leg requires 45 damage. So we will, of course, fire the Ultra. And then I will shut off most of the medium pulses. And, yeah, do it. I think we killed the mech. Yeah, we did. Unfortunately, not a single shot hit the leg. They all went for the torso. Which is very unfortunate. Varangian, you're going to high speed. Low drag it. Because now we're just fighting buildings, which is good. Fighting buildings is somewhat easy, and we're relatively undamaged. But we need to have our people able to fight the buildings. So I'm going to give it a turn. And we'll cycle down to the bottom. We'll have, again, Varangian. He'll move up to the front. He'll spot the targets. Everybody else will shell the targets. And everybody on the enemy team will die, hopefully. Alright, Varangian. No, let's not do that again. Sprint. Thank you. So he's about to be visible from a lot of things. Hopefully he will be sprinting fast enough in order to avoid it. We've got a light LRM turret as well as a laser sniper turret. It's out of VSPL. Ooh, that's terrifying. And a binary laser. Okay, we're about to have a rough day. The LRM turret's almost dead, though. So we're not going to be able to kill it with what we've got, but the follow-up should be relatively easy. Synapse. You got a direct line of sight? You do. It's a 35% chance to hit, but you do. Okay, he's going for the laser sniper turret. Because 60... Yeah, we got a chance. Shell it. Fire all the missiles. Maybe we'll get lucky. I'm seeing a bunch of 4s. Is it enough 4s? It is not enough 4s.
Yes, Commander.
Ek. Ek does not have a shot. But Ek might be able to take it out. Medium pulse is on. We are nice and chill because we're in the water. I think both of those shots missed. I think most of these shots have missed. I think that was enough. Yes, it was. Okay.
Show 'em what you got.
So the first of the turrets is destroyed. There's at least 2 more. Well, at least 3 more. So high speed, low drag. And can we see it? Ooh, we can. ATMs will be able to get on target, and as will the cannon. Warlord this. Lock Warlord in. Keep us chill. Target the turret, because I don't want to have to deal with it.
Alright.
Okay, we missed with a 93% chance accuracy. But let's see if ATMs were able to finish it off. Excellent.
One less turret.
Good, so now we are on the last 2 buildings. And we're again going to reserve down. Make it so they don't get to shoot at us.
Standing by.
Lovely.
Standing by.
Brangian will sprint at maximum, or not quite maximum speed. Brangian will sprint here. Yeah, it means he doesn't get to shoot this turret, which is a reinforced shredder turret, which has haywires and a whole bunch of other nasty things. But he can possibly kill... Oh. This is very disappointing. I was expecting something much more significant. Is he going to... He had just enough firepower to do it. Oh, good job, Brangian. Starburst, let's see if I can't get you an angle. Not quite. Unfortunate. Starburst is not... I was about to say Starburst is not exactly the best indirect fire, but apparently the ATMs do not care. The ATMs will nail whatever you aim at. Oh, they're lovely, lovely weapon systems. We only missed with 2 of them. Structure exposed on that one. Synapse?
I'm your spaniel.
Yeah, can I get a follow-up on that, please? For 48?
I'm your spaniel.
Okay, lock up the turret. Make sure that it does not get to affect anybody else. And that's all 4 turrets destroyed. So the lance is destroyed, the turrets are destroyed, and now we get to focus on the buildings.
That turret is gone. Waiting for
Ek. Ek has line of sight.
rolling.
Ek will unload. 150, 150, 150, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, target the one in front.
Locking target.
We'll hit them as we move through them. Maybe he might even be able to kill all of them. I'm not sure. If he hits every single shot. Aw, 10. 10 health.
Negative damage.
Alrighty, and we'll reserve down.
Reserving action.
So, Starburst is just going to waltz on up here. She's going to multi-target. This, and only 1 ATM at B, because it only needs 8 damage. A little bit of a waste. She killed it entirely. Nice. And 3 ATMs, enough to shatter that building as well. 1 more building remains, and we'll have taken out everything.
Commander?
Varangi, do you want to light it on fire? Just for giggles? I think it's funny. Burn it.
Engaging target.
I don't think it does additional... I saw 42, didn't I? Oh yeah. So apparently fire definitely does critical damage on buildings. Which is as it should be. If you're lighting a building on fire with this kind of flamer, it should not be there anymore. So unfortunately we were a little bit destructive than we probably should be. We should probably start trying to save some of that, because you get good mechs out there and you just blow them to pieces. We need this stuff off of them if we want to turn all 8 of these mechs into something fantastic, and I do. I don't think we took any serious damage, though, on that mission, so that'll be good. It should hopefully be ready in time for the next mission. So let's see what we have to play with at this moment. And well, it'll take a little while. So we have how much in terms of damage? We made negative 67,000, but again, this was expected. We only make money at the end of the month. So, yep, no significant damage. The worst shot looked to be that, yep, it was that laser shot. The Locust got a single good laser shot on the Aramsham. We could get... We're getting close to a Firestarter 2C. We're getting really close to one. Which would not be a bad thing to have at all. But we're going to, again, scroll down to the cool stuff. Gyro XL, because Gyro XLs are fantastic. We need Clan Endo. We've got a whole bunch of Clan Double Heatsinks. No heatsink kits, unfortunately. Lower arms, TTS energy ++, yes. We may actually dump that. Endo, maybe? We have none. We're out of Endo Steel, which Endo Steel is a pretty critical component to building a mech. Oh wait, Gauss Rifle, duh. Remember how we had just said that we were going to completely re-rig our entire mech if we had another Gauss Rifle? Well, we're going to. Congratulations, the Trailblazer is about to go in for repairs again. Oh, that poor mech. So, TTS Energy ++ for something. probably throw it onto the Hellhound, make it even more accurate. Be pretty fantastic. Lock that down. Maybe not. We'll figure it out. The Vindicator could use it for sure, because it stacks with a TTS Energy Plus. So TTS Energy stacks with a TTS Energy Plus, stacks with a TTS Energy Plus Plus, which stacks with a TTS Energy Plus 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 Plus. I think I did put in too many pluses, but you get the idea. So the more TTS energies you have, the better. Okay, we got an Arctic Cheetah part, and we got a medium laser. There was no heavy medium laser, which was okay. Large pulse, always nice to have. Got a couple more clan cockpits, and a bunch of clan double heatsinks, which we're low on heatsinks. We need them. And if I can start using them to swap out the heatsinks that I have on most of my mechs, I can make them even more heat neutral. The Aramsham comes to mind, although the Aramsham might not have any heatsinks on board, which could be a bit of a problem. Maybe. We'll find out. So the Aramsham, again, proving to be fantastically deadly to any light mech that happens to cross its path. But we have that Gauss rifle, and that Gauss rifle is going immediately onto the Trailblazer. In fact, I'm really tempted to just stop the work now and say, no, I'm completely re-rigging things. I'll save the time that I lost, because it'll now have a reasonably sized fusion core. It's got the full stealth armor setup. It'll have a Gauss rifle, and probably a couple of pulse lasers. And we have more double heatsinks now that we could throw on it if needed. So I will probably take some time off screen to turn the Trailblazer into a much more reasonable medium mech, something that hits pretty hard, although it probably will still have some difficulty hitting the super fast clan mechs like Whites. So as long as we can avoid them, we can do some damage. Also, we've got a couple of XL gyros, which I can probably sub into a few of my other mechs, make them a little bit more deadly. It takes more room in the CT, but there's not a whole lot of mechs that have hard points in the CT, so that loss of the one isn't terrible. Alright, let's see what Yang has to tell me. I can't imagine that he's incredibly happy with what we've been doing. Well, actually no, I take that back. He might be incredibly happy, although the mech that got damaged is probably the most difficult mech to repair. 16,000 and 3 days. Lovely, so we'll put that right back up to the top. Hopefully we'll have everybody ready by the time all hell breaks loose. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. We have started our first brand new long-haul contract. It'll be here for 6 months. We will be on this planet duking it out, and hopefully we will make some money during the financial reports. I'm not quite certain how that'll work out, but in 8 days we're going to find out. Deployment ends at 172 days. Anyway, I've been Derek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all. Oh wait, your comments should be in related to, if you think of something. We need names. We have a whole bunch of brand new mechs. We've got a Locust 2C, a Jenner 2C, the Hunchback 4GG, and the Vindicator, and the Catapult. They all need names, because all of our primary mechs have names. We've got the Trailblazer, the Hellhound, the Aramsham, and the Punisher. We've got 4 more mechs we got to name. So if you have an idea for a name, definitely leave it in the comments. And I will see you all in the next episode.